This is News 3 Now at 6.
And thanks for joining us on this historic election night. Wisconsin voters have already shattered absentee and early in-person voting records.
Today, polling places are following health and safety guidelines with social distancing and plenty of hand sanitizer. And election officials are urging patience. They say ballot counting could stretch into tomorrow and possibly beyond that. We have team coverage all night as election results do start rolling in. Amanda Quintana is live downtown with a look at the state's top legislative races.
But first, with 2 hours left to vote, Jamie Perez is live outside the Elver Park polling place on Madison's west side. Maddie O'Neill live outside the city-county building with an update on the city of Madison turnout. Maddie?
We're still waiting to see if we hit the nearly 93% voter turnout that we saw here in Madison in November of 2018. Currently, that number sits at 67%. That's a total of both absentee and in-person ballots processed so far. I spoke with both the Madison and Dane County clerk about where they're sitting. They say, knock on wood, everything is going smoothly so far. They tell me they feel prepared going into this election, even with record-setting numbers of absentee ballots. Here in Madison, workers at polling places have been processing absentee ballots as they can alongside in-person votes. As of 4 p.m., more than 80% of Madison's more than 120,000 absentee ballots had been processed. Madison's clerk says she thinks the goal of counting them all by the time polls close at 8 p.m. will be met without too much of an impact on timing of results.
It shouldn't be much later than it typically would be. So at 8 p.m., you'll probably want to bring up the county clerk's website and start watching for those results to come in.
In Dane County as a whole, you may have to wait a bit longer for results from all communities, but the county clerk says they expect to have most results up on the web by around 11 tonight. And overall, he says things are going smoothly.
I have to credit, one of the things we were really worried about was cyber attacks. That could still happen, but I think the FBI and Homeland Security have been really on the ball. Feeling good that not nearly as much as I thought might happen.
The Dane County clerk expects about 80% of total votes to be absentee. Now, both clerks tell me that the polling places that have more in-person voting just haven't had as much of a chance to process those absentee ballots. We find Jamie Perez at a polling place with more on how in-person voting is going.
Well, here at Elver Park right now, things are actually pretty slow and pretty quiet for the most part. About an hour ago, there was a little bit of a rush as people were getting off work to cast their ballots after they finished up there. But right now, a majority of the people that you see in the tent here are election poll workers. And remember that you have until 8 o'clock, so about 2 more hours if you want to cast your ballot. Obviously, this year with the pandemic, things are very different in terms of this election process. Here at Elver, people usually vote inside of the pavilion, but this year, for the very first time, they've expanded the voting area outside to a tent where they can better comply with social distancing.
As far as the setup goes, it's basically the same as if we were still inside a building. The only difference is we're in a tent today. And we're in the tent because we're able to more properly socially distance, and we can spread out a little bit more and be a little more comfortable with the distance between each other and with all the things that we need to do.
And also with this pandemic, everyone really wants to stay home and stay safe, which is why there are so many absentee ballots. But there's also more poll workers to be able to handle that increase. Now, the election inspector here told me that as of 4:30, they were actually almost done counting the thousands of absentee ballots that they have been processing here. A lot of them expect that they will be able to go home at a very reasonable time tonight.
All right, Maddie and Jamie, thank you very much. I want to remind people, the polls close at 8 p.m. and if you're in line at 8 o'clock, you will be able to vote. For any Madison area voters who need a ride to their polling place, Union Cab is offering free rides to your polling place and back home. Ride-sharing services Uber and Lyft are offering deals nationwide on this election day. Uber offering $10 off your ride to vote. Lyft offering 50% off a ride up to $10 using the code 2020VOTE.
If you are not registered to vote at your current address, you can register at the polls. Along with your photo ID, you'll need to bring proof of residence. That could be a utility bill issued in the past 3 months, a bank statement, pay stub, or lease. Another reminder, if you have not returned your absentee ballot yet, do not put it in a ballot drop box. It is too late for that. Final collections have already happened. Instead, bring it to your polling location to ensure it will be counted.
All right, time to check your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Beautiful day out there, Gary.
Yeah, nice night to be out on the patio. Temperatures were in the upper 60s to around 70 through most of southern Wisconsin. Let's take a look at visible cloud track. There were hardly any clouds across the state today. Nearest clouds are up in northern Michigan. Temperatures this morning started out rather chilly, mid-20s to around 30 degrees. Madison dropped to 30 degrees, Janesville 32. Take a look at the high temperatures. Janesville topped out at 72, Madison 68. Everybody else upper 60s to around 70. Right now temperatures are still around 60, give or take a couple degrees either direction. Temperatures will slowly fall this evening. By the time the polls close, we're still looking for temperatures in the middle 50s. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down into the middle 40s with mostly clear skies. And tomorrow will be another great day. Sunny skies, high temperature at 64. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that includes more nice weather all the way through the weekend.
Okay, Gary, thanks. A lot of attention tonight, of course, on the presidential race, but you can't underestimate the importance of the state legislature races.
The decisions made at the state capitol could affect you even more than those in Washington. Our Amanda Quintana is downtown with what you should be watching for tonight. Amanda?
Yeah, well, there are about a dozen races that you should really pay close attention to tonight. Half of them are in the state Senate, the other half in the Assembly. And the reason to pay attention to them is because those are some of the races that Democrats think that they can flip. And in the last 10 years, we've only seen that happen once before in the last 10 years. So it could be really big if they flip a handful of those races. Now, we're trying to figure out tonight how many they can flip. So that's what you're going to be looking for. Even if they flip a few, though, it's unlikely that they will gain the majority in the legislature.
If they can get closer to the majority, that's obviously going to be much better than where they are now, where even though in statewide elections, there are more people who vote for Democrats than Republicans. The Republicans have got over, almost 2/3 of the seats in the Assembly. So we are the most gerrymandered state in the country.
That gerrymandering that happened was 10 years ago when there was the redistricting. And of course, that is what has led to the legislature not really representing Wisconsin voters, not really equaling how Wisconsin voters vote and how they feel. So whoever is elected tonight will be in the process of that next redistricting because it happens every 10 years, so it'll happen next year. So if you have any experts about, what's at stake tonight with the state legislature, usually their answer is going to be about redistricting.
Amanda, thank you. Officials with the Wisconsin Elections Commission say it's been a smooth election day across the state with no widespread issue. Administrator Megan Wolf says as voters wait to hear the results, keep in mind that accuracy is more important than speed.
Just a reminder that if unofficial results aren't available until morning, it does not mean that something went wrong. It simply means that election officials are doing their jobs. And our jobs as election officials is to make sure that we get it right.
She says there are 3 levels of certification before election results are official. So anything reported tonight or any declarations made tonight are based on unofficial and incomplete results.
The presidential race isn't the only election bringing people to the polls today. Locally, we're watching several different races. Brady Mallory joins us with what we're watching. Brady?
It's a big night here in Wisconsin. In addition to choosing who will run the country for the next 4 years, voters are making local decisions that will affect them for years to come. That includes several congressional races. One we're keeping an eye on is in the 1st District. Republican incumbent Brian Stile is defending his seat against Democratic challenger Roger Pollack. This is the district formerly represented by Paul Ryan. Several school districts are also asking voters for their support on the ballot. We're watching several referenda questions, 2 of which are for the Madison Metropolitan School District. The requests are worth a combined $350 million, part of which would renovate Madison's 4 main high schools and add an elementary school. And that's just a glimpse of all the races we're watching tonight. You can see the results as they come in on air and on our website, channel3000.com.
All right, Brady, thank you. Our entire News 3 Now team will be working to bring you live coverage throughout election night. We'll be streaming the latest local updates nonstop on channel3000.com, as well as on our streaming app. That's Channel 3000 Plus. Head to channel3000.com/apps to find your connection to our coverage.
Coming up next at 6, a county in our reviewing area has correctly predicted the next president for the past several elections.
We're live in Sauk County with an update from local clerks. Stay with us.
A reservation for 2 pair of glasses and an eye exam.
Oh, you can just walk in.
I see. My reputation precedes me.
Actually, we do this for everyone.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Boop, gone.
Unbeatable prices without the drama. 2 pair plus a free eye exam as low as $59.95. Take your day from good to great with Perkins Great Plates Under 8. Get big flavor and even bigger savings with a stack of pancakes, our magnificent 7 breakfast, big bacon BLT, and more. Made fresh for just $8 or less. And always served safely, whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Nothing sweetens the season like a fresh baked pie from Perkins Holiday Bake Shop. Reserve yours today. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
I'm a mom, a grandma, and a business owner. Our family repaired 3 barns and a 100-year-old farmhouse for our small business. I was raised to believe in hard work and that a person's word is sacred. As your assemblywoman, I'll work hard for our small towns and family farms, to rebuild our schools and main streets, and be your fiscal watchdog to make sure our tax dollars come back to work for us here at home.
Aren't you tired of being tired? Shop Denver Mattress today and get all the Z's you need. And during the Veterans Day sale, check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $189.99. Shop our Doctor's Choice Original lineup starting at only $569.99. And to celebrate our newest arrival, test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and hello to a better night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
Stanton Optical is always here for you with our safe telehealth technology. You can just walk in for an eye exam whenever you need one. And your eye exam is free when you buy 2 pair of glasses for as low as $59.95. Find your nearest store at StantonOptical.com or call 1-800-STANTON.
A federal judge has ordered the U.S. Postal Service to have postal inspectors sweep facilities that are underperforming when it comes to election mail. The order applies to 7 battleground states that do not allow ballots to be counted if they arrive after Election Day, including here in Wisconsin. Sweeps were ordered to begin this afternoon at 2 o'clock Central Time. According to new court filings, USPS performance on moving ballots has steadily declined since Wednesday. Postal Service officials say the delays are largely due to staffing shortages amid the pandemic.
In Milwaukee, about 400 volunteers are working to sort through an estimated 175,000 absentee ballots. City officials say the operation will likely go until 3 or 4 in the morning. Today, Milwaukee voters shared what brought them out to vote in person today.
My decision to vote is who I felt was going to cause the least amount of damage. That's where I stand right now.
A change for everyone to get back to living normal and being, happy to live where we don't have to worry about dying or being sick or not being able to go outside, not being able to do things with our kids.
Across the U.S., more than 100 million people voted early. That is double the number from 2016, brings turnout to nearly 75% of what it was in all of 2016, when about 136.5 million ballots were cast.
Sauk County isn't the largest county we're watching tonight, but it could signal which candidate actually wins.
For the past several elections, Sauk has correctly predicted the next president of the United States. Our Gabriella Becerra joins us live from Baraboo with a look at the polls there tonight. Gabby?
Here in Baraboo, they've been counting absentee ballots since 7 o'clock this morning when the polls opened. But the Sauk County clerk just told me that other municipalities in Sauk haven't even had the chance to start counting those ballots yet. It's partially because polls have been busy all day, including here at the Baraboo Civic Center. One voter told us it took them about 45 minutes just to get up to the front of the line. The city of Baraboo clerk Brenda Zeman says they've seen record early turnout. That includes a record number of absentee ballots requested and ballots ballots returned. She says in-person voting was busier in past elections like 2016, but as you saw, there's been a steady stream of voters all day. Voters coming out say the entire process was organized and waiting in line was worth it.
The line is not that bad. It goes quickly, so don't leave if you see the big line.
Except for the masks and the social distancing, it's been great. I mean, there hasn't been any sort of issues, or that I could see anyway.
Both the Sauk County clerk and the Baraboo clerk say he's right. There hasn't been any issues all day other than being busy. Everything is going smoothly. The Sauk County clerk also says that she won't be able to get us a percentage turnout until after the results come in. And as to when those results come in, she says it'll likely not be until early Wednesday morning. We'll continue to bring you updates from here in Sauk County. We're heading to Reedsburg next.
All right, yeah, long road ahead, so be patient, everybody. Gabby, thank you very much. And still ahead at 6, continuing team coverage on this election day.
We are looking into which Wisconsin locations and which groups of voters presidential candidates need to capture to win the state.
And sunshine, warmer temps, they'll stick around for the rest of the week. Gary will have your first warn forecast. That's next.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we live where you live, so we know that to get the job done right, you need quality gear. And right now, shop great low prices on top brands of workwear, footwear, and more during our fall workwear event. Like these men's Carhartt hooded sweatshirts, $49.99. Check out our selection of Carhartt boots and get $20 in Carhartt bucks for every $100 you spend on Carhartt gear. Buy online and pick up your items in our convenient drive-thru.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day. From beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
This Thanksgiving, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Plus, get free shipping and a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
For almost 50 years, Feldco's provided the Midwest with the industry's best home renewal experience. In doing so, we're improving lives one home at a time. Before the winter weather moves in, take advantage of 20% off all windows, siding, and doors, and keep your family safe, warm, and comfortable all season long. Start your home improvement project with Feldco today. 20% off won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
It's called the greater good. At Quartz, it's what fuels our passion to better serve our members and our community. It's why we ensure easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health. It's what pushes us to invest in the name of community health and wellness programs and to find new ways to help those who need the help the most. But hey, you know all about the greater good. Quartz, health plans built with you in mind.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, there are some important communities all across the state that will take some patience tonight while we're waiting on results.
39 communities count their absentee ballots separately from their in-person turnout. News 3 Now's Naomi Coles joins us to explain why that matters.
Yeah, take a look at this 2016 results map. These 14 counties all have central count cities inside of them. That's where initial results won't show the whole picture, and it could take long into the night to get those full results. The biggest, of course, is the city of Milwaukee here, bringing the lion's share of the Democrat vote. Election officials say it won't be until at least 3 in the morning that they finish counting those absentees. They started counting at 7 o'clock this morning.
The citizen response, both at the polling places I've been to today and here at Central Count, has been phenomenal. The citizens have really stepped forward to help us with our democracy. So.
Now, here's a couple others I'm watching. Green Bay, that's in the all-important Brown County. That is also a central count. In rural Wisconsin, where Trump must match or exceed his 2016 results, the city of Wausau, that's another one. So keep in mind, it's going to be a long night. Political reporter Amy Reed joins us to explain why absentee results could look a lot different from in person. Amy?
So the reason we're seeing so many absentee ballots this year is because of the coronavirus. People are voting absentee more than they ever have before. Now, there is a pretty clear difference in which method you'll choose based on your party. When the Marquette Law School pollsters asked, the vast majority of Republicans were planning on voting in person. More Democrats voted absentee, either by mail or early in person. We can also see a pretty clear divide on how important coronavirus in general is for voters. It's the second biggest issue for likely Biden voters, according to Pew Research. 82% of Biden supporters said COVID-19 was very important to their decision. That's compared to 39% of Trump supporters who felt the same. Coronavirus is an issue Trump is not performing well on in nearly every demographic in the latest Marquette Law poll. Trump gets unfavorable marks for his handling of the pandemic. The exceptions there are in his base: Republicans, conservatives, and people who go to church multiple times per week.
Amy and Naomi, thank you. Beautiful weather today, and it'll stick around a bit. Gary's on the backyard patio enjoying a nice evening out there, Gary.
Yeah, temperatures have been in the 60s to lower 70s for much of southern Wisconsin, and they should stay very mild through the end of the week. Three things you need to know in the forecast: not only will it be mild, but it'll also be sunny. Look for plenty of sunshine all the way through the weekend, and temperatures will be at least in the middle to upper 60s. It's possible we could see some more 70s in some spots all the way through the weekend and into Monday of next week. But some showers will develop Monday, maybe even a thunderstorm, and those could even mix with a little bit of snow Tuesday night into Wednesday morning as temperatures turn colder for the second part of next week. Powerful Hurricane Eta ready to move into far western or eastern portions of Nicaragua, just kind of moving on shore, but still with maximum sustained winds well above 120 miles an hour. Forecast to weaken into a tropical storm or a minimal hurricane, but then maybe move back out into the Caribbean, regenerate into a tropical storm, and head towards southern Florida by late this weekend. So that bears some watching. Some of the computer models bring it back across Florida and into the Gulf of Mexico next week. Weather Track shows how big Eta is, but take a look at the rest of the country here. To the north of Eta, skies are clear almost from coast to coast, with the exceptions of the far northwestern and northeastern parts of the country. Here in the Midwest, we've got mild conditions, southerly winds in most areas. Behind a trough to the west, the winds shift to a more westerly direction, and you can see it really doesn't have much of an effect on temperatures. They're still in the 50s and 60s through much of the Midwest, even into parts of Michigan. On the other side of a stationary front, temperatures are in the 20s over eastern Canada and New England. Future Track shows those winds continuing out of the south overnight through the day tomorrow. That'll bring temperatures back up into the mid-60s. Might see a little more cloud cover tomorrow night into Thursday morning, but then we'll see skies turn sunny again. Winds will shift around to a little more westerly direction. It should not have much of an effect on temperatures, and that trend will continue into Friday as winds shift right around back into the south, and we'll be looking for plenty of sunshine all the way into the weekend. So our forecast for tomorrow calls for skies to remain mostly sunny. It will continue mild. I've got a high of 64 degrees, but today we were in the upper 60s. It's possible we could be even warmer than what we have there. Winds out of the southwest at 8 to 15 miles per hour. 7 to 10 day forecast. Dry weather with plenty of sunshine through the weekend. Breezy on Saturday and windy on Sunday with highs in the mid to upper 60s over the weekend. Showers, perhaps an isolated thunderstorm on Monday. A cold front comes through late in the day. Showers on Tuesday could mix with snow Tuesday night into Wednesday morning before coming to an end. And then look for another chance for some showers Friday. Maybe mix with a little snow in the morning and then again in the evening before they come to an end. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart. Interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel Community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
At Menards, we've got what you need to keep your projects going. Works Power Tools are known for their innovative designs and affordable prices. Like this 20-volt cordless drill and driver. It's a must-have in every household. All Works Power Tools are 11% off. Once you've stocked up, keep your tools organized with Masterforce tool chests and cabinets. Right now, save 11% on all Masterforce storage at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Wednesday morning, it's the day after the election, and the question is, what comes next?
We'll have political analysts breaking down what we know and what we don't, and hear from the head of Madison schools on what's next after their referendum was on the ballot.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A look at our coronavirus headlines now. Wisconsin has set a new record for single-day cases. Health officials confirm more than 6,400 new cases. This is the first time we've exceeded 6,000 cases in a day, exceeding our last statewide record by more than 1,000 cases. The past record was 5,406 cases set on October 27th. DHS officials say the 7-day average for new cases per day is 4,536. The 7-day average positivity rate is at 30.8%. There are 53 new COVID-related deaths confirmed today and 247 new hospitalizations in the past 24 hours, which is more than double what we saw the previous day. This Saturday's Badgers football game against the Purdue Boilermakers is canceled due to a growing number of cases. The Badgers have 27 active cases, 15 among students, athletes, and 12 impacting staff. All practices and team activities are on pause. Last weekend's game against Nebraska was also canceled.
This year, the pandemic has prompted record-breaking numbers of absentee ballots, of course, and early voting numbers. If you are making your way to a polling site to vote tonight, local clerks tell us poll workers have plenty of PPE. Social distancing will be happening. And the city of Madison clerk tells us that's thanks to large venues that have stepped up to become polling sites. New this year are the Nick, the UW-Madison Gym, the new place there, the Chazen Museum, and the Orpheum as well. Finally, every pen, clipboard, and polling station, it'll be sanitized after every use. As long as you're in line by 8 o'clock, remember, you will be able to cast your vote tonight. Voters are asked to wear masks. Our entire News 3 Now team will be working to bring you live coverage tonight. In just moments, we'll be streaming the latest local updates nonstop, channel3000.com, and on our streaming app, Channel 3000 Plus. Head to channel3000.com/apps to find your connection to our coverage. Again, that'll start right after this newscast ends.
And here's Gary with the final check of our forecast.
Well, temperatures are still pretty mild right now. They're in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Madison 59, Janesville at 61. Look for temperatures to remain very mild for the rest of the evening. When the polling places close, 55 degrees with clear skies by 10 p.m. down to about 53. Tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 64 with plenty of sunshine, and temperatures will stay mild through the weekend. A little more wind over the weekend, some showers and thunderstorms Monday, then turning colder next week, maybe a little snow mixing with the rain Tuesday night into Wednesday morning.
All right, Gary, thank you very much again. Stay with us for coverage on channel3000.com and Channel 3000 Plus, our streaming app.
Enjoy your evening.